To build your pipeline of raising capital, people that want to help you and give you capital and lenders and all that good stuff today, even before you actually have the deal on the table. Nobody wants to put real estate under like one market. There's the macro and the micro. Not only add 1 0 to your net worth, but you can add 2 zeros. Are you gonna do it? If I can do it, you can do it. So I'm Bianca Rist with Rist Estates, and the number one thing that you've got to make sure that you're doing in order to be successful in the real estate game is you have got to know how to raise capital for your deals. If you are looking at getting into the real estate investing and development game, this is the number one thing that you've got to make sure that you get really, really good at, because it can make your business, it can break your business, it can make you money, it can lose you money, but ultimately you're not going to be able to go anywhere in the industry if you're not learning this number one skill. That number one skill, you guys, is raising money. It doesn't matter how many properties that you evaluate, how good you get at it. It doesn't matter about any of that. The number one thing that you need to know is, how do I get the property, but how do I fund that property? In this video, I'm going to talk about the mindsets behind that. I'm going to give you some steps on how to fill up your pipeline with people that are going to want to give to you. I'm going to go through 4 different ways that you can raise money. So let's get right into it. Guys, if you're looking at getting into this game, it's a mindset first. Everything business-wise, entrepreneurship, it's a mindset first and a skill set second. So one of the mindsets that you have to know going into raising money for your properties is you have to understand that you're going to talk to a lot of people. A lot of people are going to tell you no. There's going to be so many people out there that you're going to run into that they say that they want to do this. You present them the deal and then they're not going to move. They're not going to do anything with you. You're going to have family and friends, which I'll talk about this later, that may not invest with you, and you may not know why that's the case. So I'm going to talk about ways to overcome that. But you've got to know that this is a numbers game first and foremost. So what does that mean? A numbers game means the more people you talk to, the more money that you're going to eventually have for your deals and funding your deals. Understand that a no today does not mean a no forever. They may come back around. They may say, yes, I will invest with you. Yes, I want to buy that deal with you. Yes, I want to JV with you, but it's going to take time, and people want the trust and the credibility in order to be able to work with you. So don't get impatient with this. Understand that it's a process. You're in this for the long haul, right? You're not in this for today. You're not into this for tomorrow or even the next year. You're getting into this industry because this is a long-term career path for you and something that you're going to build for yourself. So don't get discouraged when you talk to a lot of people, and don't get discouraged when they don't say yes right away. Remember, a no is just a no right now. It's not a no forever. So that is the very first mindset that you have to be aware of and know when you're going into asking people for money or when you're looking at raising capital for these deals. And it's also important to note that you don't want to be pushy, because people can smell the, oh my gosh, he's really pressuring me into this, all over you. So don't be desperate. Don't be pushy. Just relax. They will say yes eventually. And if not, I'm going to show you how and how to push them through your pipeline a little bit later in this video. Second mindset that you've got to be aware of, and the thing that you have to make sure that you're doing, is you want to make sure that you're raising the capital for the deals long before they even come along, right? And so people say, well, why is that the case? Don't you want to be able to present a deal to someone? Yes, but here's the challenge with that, okay? Imagine somebody comes to you and they say, hey, so-and-so, hey, John, hey, Bob, I have this deal for you, right? And I need to raise the money, but you know that you have 10 days to close this deal. A lot of people, especially if they're not in this game or they're not in the investing game altogether, they may not be ready to give you that money up just yet. They may want to sit on it, ponder it, talk to their spouse about it, talk to their accountant about it. That's going to take time. So you may be ready to move right now today. They may not be ready to move yet. So you have to be okay sitting there and just kind of waiting a little bit. And the challenge with that is, let's just say you go to somebody and you say, hey, I'm ready, we have this deal, but by the way, we have to close in 10 days. Guess what they're going to smell on you? They're going to smell desperation. They're going to smell that you've got to close today. They're going to smell that you're pushing them a little bit faster and a little bit harder than you otherwise would, because you know that you need to close this deal very quickly. So it is best to actually build your pipeline. Again, I'll show you how to do that, but it is best for you to build your pipeline of raising capital, people that want to help you and give you capital and lenders and all that good stuff today, even before you actually have the deal on the table. And the third mindset that you have to have when you're going into raising capital is you have to know that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So how do you make that happen for yourself? When it comes to knowing you, one of the easiest ways for people to get to know you long term is using social media to your advantage. So what does that look like? Posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, anything that's going to allow you to connect to a larger audience than you otherwise would be able to if it was just in your hometown. And yes, your hometown is good too. Networking events, church gatherings, ball games, wherever you can go that can meet people to show you or to show them that you're a part of the community and that you're here to stay, you're a business owner. Tell people about what you do constantly, in person and online, because that's going to build the trust that you need to do that. And that's going to allow people to grow the law of familiarity with you, to know you and know that you are somebody that they want to eventually invest with, even if it's not today. So that's the first one, knowing you. And then the second one is liking you. People want to buy from people they like. Now, here's the thing. You may be competent, but if they don't like you, they won't buy from you. So you may know what you're talking about, but if you're not somebody that they can relate to, if you're not somebody that, they feel like that they actually like and have common ground with, they're not going to buy from you either. So get people to like you. Well, how do you do that? Read books. One of the best books that I've ever read on connecting with people is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Incredible book. And there's a lot of books out there that allow you to increase your social intelligence, to increase your emotional intelligence, and to allow people to really get to know you for you. But the other part of that is you've got to be genuine. You've got to come from a good place. You've got to come from a place of providing value. You've got to come from a place of people actually knowing that you're there to help them achieve their goals and that you're not just in it just for you. So those are some ways that people can get to like you, and that you can utilize that part of the strategy for yourself. And then the third thing is they buy from people that they trust. So one of the best ways to build trust, again, is social media. And the more that you're out there, the more that people see you, the more that you shake their hand, the more that you come across their screens, the more that you're posting in your stories, the more that they're going to feel like, okay, this is somebody that I've seen that is pretty consistent. I think that I can trust this person. But another way to build trust is to keep your word to whatever you say that you're going to do. So if you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, be there. If you say you're going to do something at a certain time, do it. Don't let people down. You always want to come from a position of you do what you say. If you say that you're going to be somewhere at 7 o'clock, you're there, right? If you say that you're going to buy a specific amount of properties in a specific amount of time, do it, because it not only helps your confidence increase, but now people feel like, okay, what this person says they're going to do, they always do. And what does that come with? That comes with trust. So you got to make sure that you are building that around your network. People want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. The way for people to trust you is maybe you write a book, maybe you do a podcast, maybe you do a YouTube channel, anything that they can do to know who you are and really increase your value in the marketplace is going to also contribute to the trust. Now that you know the mindset behind raising capital, now I'm going to start to give you how to build a database behind raising that capital, and then I'll tell you where to go to do it. So the database is extremely important because what this is it's building your pipeline of people. So you're going to make a list. You're going to create a list of people that you know, people that you don't know yet, and people that your people know, right? So you want to create a list of those people, and you want to write them down. Now, you want to convert those people from that first column to the second column. And the second column are people that you've actually talked to about what you're doing, any funds that you're raising, any properties that you're putting money into and are eventually going to need money for, right? So you have that first column. These are the people that you know, people you want to know, and then people your people know. Now you're going to start talking to them about what you do, and you're going to convert them into a second column of people that you've already talked to about this specific thing. So you have a conversation with your best friend, your mom, your brother, your dad, whoever it is. Now put them in that second column, okay? Now the third column is going to be another conversion, and that conversion are people that have said in column 2 that they are going to give you some sort of soft commitment. You've got to get a soft commitment from them. So what does that sound like? hey Bob, hey Mary, hey Joe, I am actually investing in real estate. I am creating a 506c where I'm going to take a $10 million fund and we're going to spread it across different properties, different asset classes, and we're going to raise money to be able to give you a 10% return in a year or a 30% return in 3 years. And so I'm going to be searching for those properties, but first I am raising the capital for it. Once this fund comes to fruition, or once we find this property, are you open to investing if it means that you can get a 10 to 30% return in a year to 3 years? Yes, I would be open to that. Awesome. Now you have a soft commitment. So that is where we're going to convert to the third column now, and you're going to, they're actually going to stay on that column. But once you actually get the deal, once you actually start the fund and they actually give you that $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, now you're going to convert them to the third category of people that have actually given you money towards your fund or towards your real estate deals. So what you want to do is you want to work that pipeline from beginning to end, and you want to take people through that funnel and have them move from point A to point B to point C. So this kind of goes back to what I said earlier about the fact that everybody you talk to, sometimes they're going to say no today, but the more that they see your success, they're going to say yes tomorrow, or they're going to say yes a year from now. So you want to keep them in that database for as long as possible, but you want to make sure that you're converting. So all those people that you haven't talked to yet, talk to them. All those people that you've talked to, get a soft commitment from them. And all the people that you've gotten a soft commitment from them, now actually collect that money. So make sure that you're doing that process consistently and watch what happens. Watch how much money that you're able to raise to fund your deals. So now that we have the mindset, now that we know actually how to build that database, now let's talk about where you're going to actually go specifically in order to raise that money. And the very first place that you should go are people that you know you, your family, your friends, your neighborhood people, people that have seen you grow up, all those types of people. You want to have them first on your list of where you're going to go to raise that fund. Now, to raise that money. Now, here's the thing with people that you know, okay? A lot of times they don't want to do business with you, okay? And the reason they don't want to do business with you is because maybe they changed your diapers when you were little, they watched you grow up, they saw you come from a different industry. They want to see proof of concept. So they may not be in a position where, they're going to give to you right away, or they're going to give money to you right away, because maybe they know you as the neighborhood grocery store manager, or maybe they know you as the neighborhood teacher, or whatever the case may be. They want to see proof of concept that you can actually be in this industry for a long period of time and be successful. So the people that you know, yes, it's familiar to you, but they may not sell to you right away, or they may not give you money right away, because they do know your background. They know a little bit more about you than maybe somebody you haven't met. So go into it with the mindset that they've known me for a long time. It's okay if they tell me no, because again, what's a no? A no just means no right now, but it could be very much a yes later. So go into it with that. The other thing is, know that you're going to have a lot of questions that they're going to have. Be very upfront about your experience. Be very upfront about your vision, right? So if you're going to sit down with them, you're going to say, hey, I know that I've been a teacher or a cop or an accountant or whatever the case may be for X amount of time, but I'm looking at getting into the real estate investing game. And one way to help improve your credibility with that is to have an experienced investor that you are actually partnering with, because what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to bring the trust, but it's going to allow you to actually have the credibility behind you as well, because they know you and like you, but they don't know so-and-so, right? They don't know Joe, Mary, or Bob, right? And so you're able to bring the trust with you, but then you're able to bring somebody that maybe has, 10, 20, 30 years experience that's partnering with you on this now. And so now they're going to inch along a little bit faster than if you didn't have that second person at all, right? So bringing that extra person is going to really, really help with that credibility, and it's going to help them move just a little bit faster. So make sure that you have somebody like that on your team, whether it's your contractor, your manager, your realtor, whoever the case may be, or just somebody that you're partnering with the deal yourself. So Understand that when it comes to family and friends, and you've got to be answering questions constantly. So, and this goes across anybody that you're raising money from, that's an individual and not an institution. Answer their questions, show them your vision. You know, like I said before, hey, I've been in, you know, an accountant for X amount of years, but I'm getting into this industry. My goal is to have 66 doors in the next year, but in 10 years from now, I want to have 10,000 doors, or whatever that looks like for you. Show them your experience, show them your vision, but more importantly, answer their questions and make sure that they are completely comfortable in this entire process with you, because you guys are going to be in business together, so to speak, for a very long time. So be very open about that with them. Okay. The second way that you can fund deals is through FHA loans. Now, FHA loans are great because you can house hack with them. You're putting very limited money down. Low credit scores are okay. So when you're talking about an FHA loan, you're talking 3.5% down, and you're talking a 580 credit score, which isn't bad. So what that means is you could actually go buy a quadruplex. You can live in one of the units, rent out the other 3 units, and have those other 3 units essentially pay your mortgage. And now you're living for free and you have an investment. So the second strategy with an FHA loan is really, really good for people that need a place to live and they want an investment. Great place to go. And there's a lot of other loans out there, conventional loans and things like that, that you can get to raise capital for these funds. And the third place that you can go to raise money is through self-directed IRAs of either your own or people that you know. Now, the cool thing about self-directed IRAs, or IRAs in general, is you can have anything inside of them. You can have shoes inside of them, houses inside of them, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever the case. You can put cash inside of it. There's a lot of different things you can put inside the IRA, but the self-directed IRA, what's cool about it is you can avoid penalties if you're purchasing real estate through your IRA. So that's really, really cool because taxes are important here. Now, when you're talking about an IRA specifically, all that money is tax deferred. So it means that you're not paying taxes on that money today, but you're paying taxes on that money down the road. And so if you can avoid the penalties from it, you're not 59 and a half yet. So you're not, you know, if you do take from it before 59 and a half and actually pull that money out, you're gonna have penalties. But if you're buying the real estate with inside of the IRA, then you're okay to purchase the real estate, not have any taxes, not have any penalties, or not have any fees. But the caveat is the profit on the back end is actually going to be, it's gonna have to go back to that IRA. So the profit on the back end is going to have to go to the IRA. It's not going to go to your pocket. Why? Because you're not 59 and a half yet, and it's all done with inside the IRA. So keep that in mind. Fourth place that you're going to go to raise money is private money and hard money. Now, hard money is more expensive, but it's really, really good if you need to close fast. So a lot of the deals that you're going to be finding, you may need to close in 10 days. Right? You may need to close in 5 days. You may need to close in 15 days. Whatever that looks like, hard money is something that's going to be more expensive, but it's going to allow you to get that money much faster so that you can then fund your deals. So keep those things in mind. So there you have it. I gave you the mindset behind raising money. I told you how to build the pipeline, how to move people through that pipeline, and then where to go to actually get that money. And so the number one thing, again, is actually raising capital for your deals. You can evaluate properties all day long, but if you don't have the money coming in to fund the deal, you're not gonna have a deal. So this is very, very important. And the most important thing for you to know is that you can do this. You've got to know it. You've got to believe it. Even if it's something that you've never done before, that's okay. Guess what? Any athlete, any actor, at one point, they were not an expert at this. And so it's okay if you're not an expert at this either. I'm on this journey with you. So together, we're gonna do this, but just know it, believe it, you can achieve it. I promise you, go out there, get the money to raise your deals, and watch your dreams, watch your financial portfolio and your financial freedom soar. So this is Bianca Riss with Riss Estates, and I'll see you in the next video.